It's time to make like a rabbit and hop on over to Xbox's Lunar New Year sale. We're sure you'll be over the moon with what you're going to find there, right Bex?
Sonic Frontiers sees one of the fastest characters in all of gaming moving into his Forza Horizons era. No longer are you limited to a set pathway or a single track. The whole world is your zone now and you're gonna run loop-de-loops all over it. Use your speedy skills to smash up evil robots using the game's slick combat mechanics. Zip through clever puzzle platforming sections where you'll need to think as fast as you can run, or just hang out with beloved supporting characters like Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. There's so much to do and so much to see, you'll actually find yourself wanting to slow down from time to time just to take it all in. So now that we're all up to speed on why Sonic Frontiers is just so much fun, you'll be delighted to find it for 30% off in the Lunar New Year sale.
Now, if a certain, let's say, glass onion has left you hungry for more murder mysteries recently, and you're in the mood for a bit of a Bavarian flavour this time, Pentiment could make for the ideal next course. A day one addition to Xbox Game Pass last year, Pentiment stars a young artist named Andreas Mailer who works a humdrum job illustrating manuscripts. The arrival of the printing press, however, is about to make his job obsolete and unleash all sorts of other changes upon the world too. But poor Andreas doesn't really have too much time to worry about any of that because his good friend Piero has just been accused of murder. To crack the case, you're going to need to interview a sprawling cast of characters and go wherever the investigation takes you as you follow a deeply engrossing tale that spans over 20 years. So whether you're a history buff, a whodunit fan, or just looking for something a little bit different, Pentiment is now 25% off.
The final game in the EA series, formerly known as FIFA, FIFA 23, is one heck of a way to say goodbye. Thanks to the wonders of hypermotion technology, the on-field action in this Xbox Series X and S football sim achieves an astonishing level of realism. Whether you're watching Erling Haaland ragdolling defenders, Beth Mead turning defenders inside out, or Anthony pirouetting off into the distance, it all feels just like the real thing. With the smooth 60fps frame rate that takes full advantage of the hardware and a huge selection of finely tuned game modes to enjoy, FIFA 23 definitely belongs in the series' highlights reel, and it's now 60% off too.
Three bank-robbing brothers are making their getaway when fate throws them into the path of another family. What happens next will define both of their destinies for years to come, and it's your job to figure that out. As Dusk Falls is a narrative game that's all about the long-reaching consequences of the choices we make. Between the emotionally intelligent storytelling and the authentic performances of the cast, it delivers a tale that's sure to tug at your heartstrings and itch at your conscience. The more you learn about each character, the more sympathetic they become, and the harder it is to work out what the right choice really is in any given situation. It's a sort of game that, it might drive you kind of insane, but in a good way, I promise. It also looks completely gorgeous, if that helps, with a graphic novel-esque art style that looks even more picture-perfect in 4K Ultra HD on the Xbox Series X. A day one addition to Xbox Game Pass as Dusk Falls is also available in this week's sale for 67% off.
Speaking of games that look incredible on next-gen hardware, Halo Infinite's campaign is also available in the Lunar New Year sale. They love a good moon, those Spartans do. Delivering a futuristic frame rate of up to 120 FPS on both the Xbox Series X and Series S, this is going to be the smoothest shooting experience you've ever had. Whether you're picking off enemies from afar with an S7 or blasting them into oblivion with a Sentinel beam. And you'll be glad to have all of these tools at your disposal when the campaign sees you going up against the formidable forces of the Banished, as well as your old pal Cortana, who's starting to seem a whole lot less friendly than she used to. With the campaign now available for half price and the multiplayer side of things still absolutely free to play, there's never been a better time to start your Halo adventure.
Since the days of Doom, we've known one thing to be very, very, very true. Blasting demons into a billion pieces while listening to a soundtrack made of iron and hellfire is very, 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 very satisfying way to spend an evening. And with Metal Hellsinger, those two things have been brought into an even more perfectly hellish harmony. You see, this is a rhythm-based FPS, where shooting to the beat of the game's thunderous score will allow you to become even more destructive. Which is good, because you're going to be battling your way through a series of nightmarish dimensions, all of which are absolutely crawling dealing with bad guys. With an array of demonic weapons for you to master and the gravelly tones of award-winning actor Troy Baker to guide your way through the game's bloody tale, Mental Hellsinger goes harder than, well, yeah, pretty much any other game, and it's now available on Xbox and PC Game Pass, or to buy outright with a tidy 25% discount in this week's sale.
True to its name, Persona 5 Royal is true JRPG royalty, and Xbox gamers can now experience this iconic adventure in its most dazzling form yet. You'll be living the life of an average teenager, dividing your time between studies and social activities, and forging deep, meaningful relationships with a huge cast of brilliantly written characters. You'll be collecting all kinds of powerful creatures known as personas to help you on your fight for justice. You'll be hanging out with a dashing little fellow named Morgana, who may or may not be a cat, still unclear. Whether you're waging war on giant monsters or just trying to brew the perfect cup of coffee, the whole game is absolutely stunning, with the Xbox Series X and S's 60 FPS frame rate making those anime-style animations look even slicker. You can pick it up in this week's sale for 30% off with smart delivery there to ensure you'll have access to the best version of it if you upgrade your hardware later, while Xbox and PC Game Pass members can grab it now too.
Okay, so now you've won over the hearts of your enemies or whatever, Bex. I want to know, what about their minds? Don't worry guys, Psychonauts 2 does have that side of things covered. Double Fine's hilarious platformer sees you going full Inception on a wild cast of characters, exploring their inner world so you can battle their demons, sort through their emotional baggage, and try to repair maybe a little bit of the damage they're carrying inside. It's all very enlightened and therapeutic, although it does involve a whole bunch of setting people on fire and batting them with giant mind fists, as you do. Each of the game's psychedelic worlds is a joy to explore, overflowing with ingenious ideas and oddball jokes, and really showing off what the Xbox Series X and S can do. Playing it on next-gen hardware really does feel like stepping into a Pixar movie, only much, much, much weirder. So if that sounds good to you, you can grab it now off Xbox Game Pass or take advantage of this week's 67% discount.
Now we've got a hazardous nautical adventure where you can expect to be beset by raging storms, crashing waves, and deadly sea monsters. But fortunately, you'll have an elite team of highly skilled, strategically minded— it turns out this vessel is actually filled with nothing but fools. Ship of Fools is a chaotic roguelite that sees you leading your foolish crew out on one quest after another, tracking down treasure and taking part in chaotic cannon battles with all kinds of deadly creatures. To help you keep things ship-shaped, you can always tag in a friend for some local or online co-op, although whether having two of you running around setting off cannons actually makes things less chaotic remains to be seen. It might not be the most sensible voyage you've ever been on, but it's sure to be one of the most amusing, and Ship of Fools is available in the Lunar New Year sale for 20% off.
Batman was once again centre stage in 2022 thanks to Robert Pattinson and his granite jawline. But now it's time for us to see how the rest of the family is doing with Gotham Knights. This open-world action RPG sees 4 possible heirs to the cowl trying to keep Gotham safe in a post-Batman world. And while it might be in the midst of a massive criminal takeover, as always, Gotham City is looking absolutely fabulous on the Xbox Series X and S, where you can peruse its gothic architecture and spooky alleyways with all the benefits of ray tracing, spatial sound, and HDR10. Best of all, the keys to the city can now be yours for just half price.
With all these amazing deals lined up, you won't need a rabbit's foot to feel lucky this Lunar New Year. Let us know which offers you'll be hopping on down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!